What if one of Downton Abbey's most unexpected characters held the key to how it all ends? Yep, Paul Giamatti is back, and not just for a cameo. This time, he's at the center of the finale, and no one, not even him, saw it coming. When Giamatti first appeared way back in Season 4 as Harold Levinson, Cora Crawley's eccentric American brother, most fans assumed it was a one-and-done deal. He was loud, brash, and definitely didn't fit into the buttoned-up world of Downton. He brought a bit of comic relief, sure, but nothing that screamed recurring role, let alone something pivotal. Fast forward years later, and here we are. Harold is not only returning, but he's stepping into a major role in the final chapter of the Downton Abbey saga. In a recent interview with Entertainment Weekly, Giamatti admitted he was completely shocked when series creator Julian Fellowes reached out. He hadn't expected to get the call. His original part was small, and years had gone by. So when Fellowes told him Harold would be important, really important, Paul couldn't believe it. Laughing, he said something along the lines of, "Apparently, someone thought it was a good idea to make me essential to how everything ends." And while he was careful not to spoil anything, he hinted that his character does something significant, something that directly affects the way the entire story concludes. Whether that's for better or worse, he wouldn't say. So now the big question is, what's Harold up to? Details are still under wraps, but fans won't have to wait much longer. With just 6 months until the film hits theaters, the marketing machine is starting to warm up. The first official poster was recently released, showing Lady Mary front and center. And at CinemaCon, early footage from the movie was screened behind closed doors, giving a few lucky viewers a sneak peek at what's coming. According to those in attendance, the scene opened with a sweeping shot of a horse track, followed by the familiar voice of Carson declaring, "Welcome to 1930. Then came glimpses of Lady Mary, Lady Edith, and the rest of the Crawley family returning one by one. Mary, dressed in a bold red ensemble, stood out immediately. The teaser included shots of lavish parties, candlelit dinners, and a particularly emotional moment where Robert gently kissed his hand and pressed it against the Abbey's stone walls, almost as if saying goodbye. That image alone says a lot. It suggests this finale won't just be nostalgic. It'll be deeply emotional, perhaps even a farewell to the house itself. The story picks up in 1930, 2 years after the events of A New Era. That short time jump places the characters right on the edge of a decade defined by major social and political shifts. And that's where the historical texture of the film could really shine. The Equal Franchise Act had just passed, giving women over 21 the right to vote. That alone could spark some fascinating conversations between Mary, Edith, and the downstairs staff, especially women like Anna and Daisy, who have experienced life on both sides of the class divide. Tom Branson, with his progressive ideals, might find renewed hope in the political climate, while Lord Grantham may quietly struggle with the changes unsettling his way of life. Across the Atlantic, Harold might mention growing instability in the American economy, a subtle nod to the 1929 stock market crash that was just around the corner. The writers could use that to mirror the unease creeping into the world, even within the supposed safety of Downton's walls. The film could also weave in the spirit of innovation and progress that defined the early 30s. Amelia Earhart had just completed her solo, transatlantic flight, something that might inspire characters like Marigold or Sibby. Medical breakthroughs, like the discovery of penicillin, might be referenced in scenes with Dr. Clarkson. The talkies are booming too, which could pull Lady Mary back into the world of cinema or reignite Edith's interest in publishing. Meanwhile, flapper fashion, fast cars, and electric gadgets are becoming part of daily life, though not everyone's excited about that. Mr. Carson, for one, will likely have a few choice words about these modern inconveniences. And don't be surprised if Mrs. Patmore has a run-in or two with new kitchen technology. All these subtle touches could paint a rich backdrop for what's shaping up to be a final chapter about legacy, how people adapt to change, and how the past shapes the future. Even events like the 1928 Olympics, where women competed in athletics for the first time, or the early public appearances of Princess Elizabeth, could quietly underscore the theme of a world in transition. But perhaps the most emotional weight comes not from the plot, but from who's missing. This will be the first Downton film released after the real-life passing of Dame Maggie Smith. Violet Crawley, the Dowager Countess, wasn't just a fan favorite. She was the soul of the series. Her razor-sharp wit, her steely presence, her unexpected warmth. She passed away on screen in a new era, but this time, the loss is real. Her absence will be deeply felt by every character and by every fan watching. And then there's Lady Mary. For all the elegance and drama surrounding Downton's final bow, her personal arc remains frustratingly uncertain. One major red flag? Matthew Goode, who plays her husband, Henry Talbot, still isn't confirmed to appear. He missed a new era too, blamed on a scheduling conflict with The Offer, and now it looks like history is repeating itself. This time, he was reportedly tied up with filming Department Q. So once again, Henry may be completely absent. That's awkward. One film could brush it off with a line about racing cars. But twice? It risks making Mary's story feel unresolved. So what do the writers do? Kill him off screen? Mention a quiet divorce? Or just avoid the topic altogether? None of those are perfect, but there's still hope. Mary has always been more than her romantic entanglements. She's sharp, resilient, fiercely loyal. She's a mother, a leader, a keeper of the Abbey's legacy. If the finale gives her a chance to reflect on that, to embrace her independence, her family, and her future, then her ending can still feel powerful, even without Henry by her side. So while the Crawleys might laugh, cry, and toast to a changing world, so will we. Downton Abbey. The grand finale isn't just another period drama, it's a farewell. To tradition, to legacy, and to the characters we've spent years growing with. And who knows, maybe Harry